My PCGS order has arrived. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and I'm being a little optimistic about this order. Hopefully I stay smiling at the end of it, but I got my PCGS order in, and for those wondering, this is an order that I submitted several Morgan dollars on. One of my first ever full band, hopefully full bands, Mercury dimes, a couple of varieties from the Lincoln Cent series, and a few other things like that. I am going to start off the video by saying that these submissions, a lot of them, are not going to be high grade, but they have VAMs that I've been wanting to get designations on, and or varieties in the Lincoln Cent series that I recently found that I wanted slabbed examples of. That being said, hopefully I got some good grades. Hopefully I got my designations. Hopefully we got the varieties put on there as well. And hopefully we're happy after we unbox it. You guys know the drill. I got to crack open this box and get the PCGS box out first. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back in. All right, we got the PCGS plastic case pulled out of the box. Now we got to open this up, pull the invoice out, and make sure that we don't see any of the grades. Let me get that set up, and I'll bring you back in after that step. All right, we've got the invoices pulled out. I went ahead and kept the invoice that I have that has the information that I submitted when I submitted all the coins for grading. We will have 11 coins to look at, and as a quick overview, they should be in the order that they were packed, which would mean that this one should be last. So we've got a 41 DDOFS 101. We've got a 1881S, a 41 DDOFS 102. And as a reminder, I will have video links to any of the coins that I have submitted that I found either from my junk silver purchases or during coin roll hunting, listed both down below, and I'll even pin them up here when I get to those coins to let you guys have a look at when we found them. We've got a 43D full bands, hopefully Merc dime, a 84 DDO FS 101 doubled ear Lincoln Cent, an 1897 O Morgan dollar, an 1892 O doubled ear VAM 57, an 1878 hoping for proof like, an 1878 CC, an 1878 7/8 tail feathers strong, hoping for that VAM 3875, and an 1878 8 tail feathers $1 Morgan dollar VAM 19 doubled date. So that's what we're hoping for on here. Let's see if we got what we hoped for. All right, the first one should be the 1941 DDO FS 101. Now, when I found these coins, the 41 DDO FS 101 and the 102, which is in a couple of coins from now, I knew they weren't high grade, and if you watch that video, I even kind of gave a guesstimate on what I thought the grades were. I wasn't concerned about what grade they received necessarily as much as the variety designation. This one should be the FS 101. And hopefully we got that, and it is brown. And it is. So we got the 101, we only got the very fine, and if I recall in my video, I said it wasn't in that great a shape, and I knew it wasn't. But even in this condition, I believe it's still around a $100 coin, or at least close to it. And for something we paid a penny for and found during a hunt, I'll take it. Very fine, 25, DDO FS 101, and again, I'll have the link to where I found this coin, and the third coin will show up here and down below if you want to check it out. We'll take it. We're 1 for 1, and that makes me happy. The next coin up, according to my sheet, should be an 1881S. And I submitted this one because I was actually hoping for a really high grade on it. Look at this beautiful natural toning. I don't see any color designation here. It looks like it's going to receive a straight grade. This thing is rainbow toned and very little chatter. I'm praying we got a good grade. I think 65, 66 or better is what I was expecting. So let's take a look. Boom. PCGS graded MS66 plus. What an absolute stunner of a coin. Now I will tell you, even though it got a 66, I was hoping possibly for higher, like we always are, but either way, I'll take it. Look, there's almost no contact marks, no chatter, great toning. This is one of the nicest Morgan dollars I own as far as its color. It is a common date 1881S, but at a 66 plus, it's definitely going to be more than I paid for it no matter what, even with the slab grading fees. What a beauty. I'll take that all day. That means the next one is going to be that other 41 DDO FS102, and I did say this one was in better shape, so it should definitely receive a higher grade than VF25 like the other one. Let's see what we got on it. XF45. It's about where I believe I said in the video. It's a nice DDO. We found the 101 and the 102 in the same hunt, and you can't get mad at that. Again, I do wish the more valuable one would have been in better shape, but you can't get mad at finding two varieties, both north of $100 or near $100 in the conditions that they're graded in. Next up should be the Merc Dime. Now, I don't have any designated Merc Dimes with the full bands designation, and this was a stunner. I was under the impression this would receive about an MS63 or 64 full bands, and full bands just means that the bands on the back, you can see the full lines separating them. There is no interruptions in those bands, and I believe that this one qualifies, as you can see with the camera. Let's go ahead and flip it around, make sure we got a good grade and the full bands designation. Well, we did get the full bands designation, but the MS62 I'm a little bit not happy with. I hope for a 63 at worst case, but I'm not mad. It's my first Mercury dime with full bands designation. I know what they're looking for. It was a nice first submission for me. I do think it is higher than a 62 personally, but it is what it is. MS62, full bands designation, Mercury dime. Not really worth the price we paid. We needed at least a 63 to cover the costs. 64 would have been slightly better, but it is what it is. I'm still happy. Got the full bands. It's a beautiful Merc dime. Now, before we move on to this one, I was concerned about this one, and you'll see why here in a second. It does have some potential environmental damage, but when I looked online, a lot of the 1984 DDOs, which is the doubled ear FS101s, did have this type of discoloration. So I submitted it hoping it wouldn't get a suspected color or something wrong, environmental damage, things like that. And based on the reverse, it got a straight grade. Now that it got a straight grade, I'm gonna get greedy. I'm hoping for at least a mint state condition. On this one, not an AU. Let's see what we got. And I will take it. MS63 Red Brown DDO FS101. This is the doubled ear, and there's an extra lobe underneath the first ear, and it is a beautiful scent. I knew the details were great, but I was worried about the discoloration, especially on the reverse, and they accepted it as is. Unbelievable. I will take it. MS63 Red Brown 1984 doubled ear FS101. Beauty. So this next coin is going to be an 1897-0 according to my packing slip. Now, it is not in high grade, but I want to show you something here. 1897-0 is not worth much at AU50 or less, but look at the price jump from AU50 to MS60. So that being said, I knew that this coin was not probably going to receive an MS grade, but I was praying if it could, it would get a high AU like a 58 or an MS60 and get a lot of value in it. Now, this is the Red Book. These are retail prices. These are not the regular prices you would see stuff sell for if you were selling to a dealer. But I just want to show you the jump more than anything from AU50 to MS60. This coin is ridiculous in high grades. The only reason I submitted it is because I knew it was at least an AU50, but I was praying it would get higher than that. It's not a bad coin whatsoever. Not sure it would get an MS. If it got an MS60, we have a home run. If it got anything less than that, as long as it got an AU50, I'll cover my grading fees. Let's see what we got. AU53. And that's about where I thought. I thought AU55 to 58 personally, but I'll take a 53. We know at AU50 it's a $85 coin, so we definitely covered the grading fees. But man, it would have been nice to get that high AU or low MS. We just couldn't quite grab it out of there. It also had a little bit of an odd luster to it, so I was concerned about that. So at the end of the day, I'm happy that we got a straight grade. Got one higher than AU 50. Would have been nice to get that 55 or 58, but I'm not going to complain. Either way, it's tough to get these in high grade without paying a fortune for them. So the next coin should be an 1892 O. We're hoping for the VAM 5.7 doubled ear. Now again, similar to the last Morgan, this one was not in the best shape, but bottom line is it's a top 100 VAM if we got it. And I've seen these top 100 VAMs, even in an AU grade, sell for a couple of $100s. So we're praying that it got the AU grade and the VAM designation and the top 100 designation, to be honest. You can see by the wear on the reverse on the breast of the eagle that you knew right away it's not going to be in an MS condition. So we knew it wasn't an MS no matter what. Praying for a high AU and the VAM. Well, we got the VAM. We got the lowest AU grade possible, 50. We did get the top 100 designation, of course, VAM 5/7. Doubled ear. There's a doubled ear on this one, similar to that Lincoln cent we showed earlier. And again, it's not in the best shape, but AU 50 is pretty tough. I was hoping for an AU 55 or better. AU 58 is what I actually thought it might get, but I'm fine with an AU 50 grade. If it didn't have the VAM, it's an $85 coin, and with the VAM, it's probably $150 to $200 easy, and I'm happy with it. I'm trying to collect top 100 VAMs and find them on my own through junk silver purchases, and that's how we got this one, so it makes me happy. If I can find the video where I had this one, I'll post a link to it down below and above here. But let me see if I can find it. If not, it should be in one of my junk silver hunts for sure. And I did see this. So this next coin right off the bat is going to be my 1878S, the one I was hoping for a proof-like strike on. And it's not going to get a straight grade. You can already see genuine, not gradable. So that's a bummer. I will tell you there are some heavy graffiti scratches on this one, but a lot of the proof-like strikes did have some die polishing lines, and I was hoping that that was just that. But it looks like we are going to be stumped on this one, and that is a bummer. That is a bummer. The reverse looks fine, but I'll show you on the obverse. If I recall, it's to the right above the bonnet that I saw some extra scratches, but it was a toss-up, and it did not get a straight grade. PCGS genuine, cleaned, unk details, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see why I submitted it for proof-like. It's got a nice mirrored background, but it does have some additional scratches above the bonnet, and I did notice that, and it even has some scratches behind the bonnet, behind the hair. The rest is just chatter, but I guess they're saying that someone might have retooled it to make it look more flashy than it is. It happens. This is about par for the course for me on proof-like strikes, especially from the San Francisco Mint. I seem to not be able to get the proof-like designation, or I get them genuine, cleaned. Either way, it's a beautiful Morgan dollar. I'm happy to have it. Probably knew ahead of time. My gut was saying it might have been clean, but I wanted to submit it and see if I can get lucky. We did not. Next up, it did receive a regular grade, is the CC Morgan dollar 1878. Now, I got this one at a pretty good deal in a capital set with all 5 of the Morgans struck in 1878, and we've got a couple more coming up next. This one, I was hoping for an MS63 on. It looked like an MS63 all day. But either way, I wanted to have a slabbed PCGS graded CC Morgan from 1878 first year. Let's see what we got. We got that in-between grade again, MS62. You know, it does have a little more chatter than normal, and I guess they're going to take some extra dings off from that. I knew we were pushing a 63 at best, but I was praying for the 63. And I guess the excessive chatter on the cheek, around the eye, and in the fields, they deemed it a little bit more uglier than it needed to be for a 63 and gave me a 62. And that's probably a fair grade at the end of the day. Would have loved a 63, but you can't win them all. The next two will also be 1878s, and I do have a video where I found these VAMs, but it was a members only video. And for the members that are watching this unboxing, you'll recall this video. We had grabbed a capital set from a dealer and paid a good price for all of the Morgan dollars, and I submitted 4 of the 5. This one in particular I liked because it's the 7/8 tail feather strong, and I deemed it to be the VAM 38-7/5. Now, an 1878-708 tails feathers strong is a good coin, but having the VAM on it, if I recall, this is a tough VAM to get. So I really wanted to make sure we got the designation and a good grade. Well, we did get the strong VAM 38-7/5, but once again, an MS62. This one does have a pretty good ding on the cheek, and like the last Morgan, I knew it would be a tough sell for a 63, although I was hoping for it. But the most important reason why I submitted it was because of the strong VAM 38-7/5. We did get that. It's a beautiful VAM. It's a beautiful Morgan dollar, MS62. We'll take it. Too bad we didn't get the 63. The final Morgan dollar from that same Morgan dollar hunt for members was the 1878 8-tail feathers, but this one actually had the VAM 19 double date on it. And when I saw that, I was like, it's gotta be it. Let's submit it. Let's see if we got another 62, or if they finally gave me a 63. This is the nicer of the last couple that I submitted. We should get a better grade on this one, and I'm 99% sure it has the VAM double date, the VAM 19. And it does, and it did. MS63. A little bit of chatter on this one too, but they just deemed it nice enough to get the 63, and it is the VAM 19 double date. I can't get mad at that. It is slightly nicer than the last two, but all three of these were that stretch for the 63, and they gave me one of the three with the 63. I think what I'll do now is I'll bring up some of the coins on the certification report that I have from PCGS, and we'll go ahead and look at some of the values so you guys know what we got. Let me go ahead and figure out which ones we want to show you guys, and I'll be right back. So I'll bring up some of these coins for their values. Obviously, there's not going to be values associated with some of the VAMs because there hasn't been very many of them sold at auctions, but I will tell you that I'm happy to have the ones above here. No sense bringing up the cleaned details one, and the full bands is probably only worth 20 bucks. So these ones I'm not going to worry too much about. But we'll kick it off with the VAM 38-75, and I brought up the certification number. And the price guide report, 260 bucks. There are 157 in this VAM that have received a higher grade than the one that I got. There's 78 in the grade that I got. But 260, I'll take that all day. We did not even pay anywhere near 260 for the Morgan and the submission services. Next up is the 1878cc. And I brought up its certification report. And there are a lot higher, obviously. But even in my grade, it's a $425 coin, and I'm telling you, I'm happy with that because at the end of the day, we did not pay that plus grading fees for that one as well, so we definitely came out on top. Next up is the 1897-0 PCGS AU53. So I brought it up, 855 in my graded population. There are quite a few higher, 130 bucks for it. I'm not mad at that again. I know I've said that a lot, but I'm really not because it's definitely a premium on what I paid plus grading fees, and that makes me happy. Next up, we have this MS66 1881S. It is a common date, but it's a higher grade, although a lot of the coins struck from the San Francisco Mint received higher grades. So I know there's going to be quite a bit higher than it, but let's see what it's worth. So here we go. MS66 plus 1881S, $385 coin. Man, that's nice. We'll take that all day, and more importantly, it's a beautiful coin in the slab with a nice grade. Now move on to the 3 Lincoln cents, and we'll kick it off with this 1984 DDO FS101. So the FS101, $120 for the price guide report on that. There's only 5 graded higher and only 5 in the population of this grade. So that's a nice coin to have. I actually won this coin on an online auction for 90 bucks. So when you factor in the 90 bucks plus the grading fees, we are slightly under, but I don't care. I didn't have an 84 DDO FS101 in my collection and not one that nice for sure. Next up, we have the PCGS graded XF45 DDO FS102. We'll bring that one up first because it got the higher grade. XF45 Brown, FS102, 17 in that population grade, 13 graded higher, an $85 coin. Not exactly lights out, but when you factor we paid a penny for it plus grading fees, we're still in the profit, and that makes me happy. Finally, we have the 101, and I'm super excited about having both of these regardless of their grades, like I said earlier, because there's only 3 DDOs that year, and if we can get the other one, I'll have the whole trifecta, if you will. And here's the 101, VF25 Brown, 2 in that grade, only 39 higher, and we knew it was a lower grade, but even despite the lower grade, because it's the more valuable DDO, $100 for that coin. $100 for a coin paid a penny for, plus grading fees, definitely in the profit on that, and that's definitely a good find. I know I rushed through this unboxing a little bit, but I was super excited, and I just couldn't contain my excitement to rush through it. So hopefully you still enjoyed this PCGS unboxing video, despite the amount of time I showed the coins. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.